Let's get to Drake Maye. Like, comment, and subscribe. I thought Drake Maye was excellent overall. I thought he saw the field very well. He was decisive in what he was trying to do. He extended plays, and when he extended plays, he looked to throw first instead of run. A number of times when he extended plays, he got some splash plays out of it. I thought one of the best plays of the game was the extended play when he found Pop Douglas for a nice little chunk. And he was great against pressure. I mean, Drake Maye yesterday, he was fantastic against pressure. Phil Perry wrote, by Phil's initial count, Maye went 13 for 19 for $153 under pressure. 13 for 19 and $153. So all of that pressure around Drake Maye, it didn't bother the rookie quarterback. So you talk about seeing the field well, understanding the progressions quickly enough, being decisive in what he's trying to do, extending plays, but he's looking to throw the football while he extends, being damn good against pressure, heat after heat after heat after heat, right? He was accurate. I think, when you watch yesterday's game, there weren't a lot of passes where you said, wait a minute, where's he throwing the football, right? I mean, the vast majority of his attempts were pretty much right on target. So he was very accurate yesterday in the quick passing game, which is not supposed to be a strong point of Drake Maye. Drake Maye is supposed to be the gunslinger. He's going to rip it downfield, et cetera, et cetera. Well, yesterday he showed you he could be more of a point guard. He getting rid of the football quickly. He knows where he wants to go to get rid of that football. And he was very accurate, very decisive. And I thought he played with overall just a great rhythm. There was a great rhythm to his game. He seemed like he was feeling it. And there was not really many moments where he was looking fried in that pocket. He wasn't looking, scared. He looked very poised and calm for the most part. Even when the Rams got immediate pressure, he looked, for the vast majority of those times, he looked like he was under control and understood what was going on. He ran when it was absolutely necessary. He didn't step back in that pocket and then just go, oh no, I got to run immediately. He played under more control. I thought he took a number of profits, as they say, right? Number of checkdowns, where he didn't want to force it, so he'd take the check down and move on to the next play. He didn't waste a lot of time. Again, goes into that decisiveness. And he had the splash plays, the extension to Pop that I talked about. I thought the Kendrick Bourne touchdown was a freaking dart. I mean, that thing was a bullet into Bourne's chest. So I thought you had some of those splash plays. He just... Overall, to me, Drake Maye did not feel rushed at all. He was very confident in diagnosing what the defense was trying to do. And if you're looking at Drake Maye and you're watching that game yesterday, I don't know how you walk away from that game not saying that's the best game he's had in his NFL career so far. I walked away saying that was easily Maye's best game of his very, very, very short career. And if you're doing stock up, stock down, whatever, I mean, that arrow to me after yesterday's game for Drake Maye, that arrow is pointing way up. I thought he was really, really good. Thought he was excellent. And I was not the only one. And the numbers will tell you that he was excellent. Again, my friend Evan Lazar wrote that Drake Maye had season highs in passing yards, completions, EPA per play, drop back success rate. When Drake Maye dropped back yesterday, he was successful in doing that 63% of the time, which is a very high success rate. His completion percentage over expectation, which we've talked about, plus 11.2%. And we got to keep this in perspective too. So not only is Drake Maye giving you those kinds of numbers, not only did he play as well as he played yesterday, he's doing that against a Rams defense that over the last month, the prior month heading into yesterday's game, the Rams defense, we talked about this on Friday. It's not hindsight. This Rams defense, the prior month, walking into this game yesterday, was literally one of the 5 best defenses in football. And they continue to get better. They're very young on that side of the ball, but they've been really good the last month. They were second in expected points added over the last month. So they were second in defensive EPA over the last month before walking into yesterday's game. So not only did Maye do this, he did this against a defense that got almost 50% pressure in a defense that had literally been one of the best defenses in football over the last 4 weeks. So that should make you feel even better about what Maye did yesterday. The level of competition, the team that he was facing, the obstacles that were in front of him as a 22-year-old rookie. And this team is asking him to do all of this. It's not like he's got a plethora of weapons surrounding him and an offensive line that's building a wall in front of him. And he played that well against that level of defense when being asked to do as much as he's being asked to do. I don't know how you don't walk away from that game being very impressed by Drake Maye. Taylor Kyles, if you look at personal rankings for Drake Maye in his 6 starts yesterday versus the other 5 starts, his accuracy percentage was the highest of the season. His adjusted completion percentage was the highest of the season. His passer rating was the second highest of his 6 starts. And his Pro Football Focus pass grade was the highest pass grade for him personally so far this season. Statistically, analytically, and with just the eye test, that was Drake Maye's best game so far as a pro. Now, it wasn't perfect. The last play, the interception, was it a miscommunication? What happened? It depends on who you listen to and who you read. Kurt Warner posted that, that last play, he tweeted out, hard to know what they had talked about, if that timing was an actual option or Maye was just hoping Douglas would see what he saw. Kurt Warner said that he liked the idea by Drake Maye on that final play. But the receiver and quarterback were just not on the same page. He said they can learn from it one way or another. Evan Lazar said he puts it mostly on the quarterback. Now, the one thing about Maye, and we've talked about this, he has now 14 turnover-worthy plays. The biggest issue with him. And he has to, at some point, get better. You're not going to survive with a ton of turnover-worthy plays as an NFL quarterback. He has to eventually address that. But I am not freaking out about it. I'm going to be patient. He's 22 years old. He did not play a ton of college football. He lost his senior season in high school due to the COVID year. This is somebody who has not played a ton of football. I mean, he started almost 30 less games than Jaden Daniels at the collegiate level. So I am willing to be patient with him. You have to think about how much football that he's played compared to many other guys that we've seen. And we also have to remember, again, what they're asking from him. I mean, he's being asked to practically carry this offense on a weekly basis. That's a lot to ask a rookie quarterback. So I'm going to be patient with the turnover-worthy plays, but I'm not going to just overlook it and act like they're not happening. They're happening. I don't put the fumble on him yesterday, by the way. I saw a post on Twitter that strip sack, that was the fastest sack for a defensive lineman in the NFL this year. So it was like 2.3 seconds or something crazy. So that's coming from Maye's blind side. The Rams run a stunt, caught the offensive line off guard. They got to Maye within, under 2.5 seconds, they got to Maye. He just got drilled. But the turnover-worthy plays, big picture overall, yes, he has to do a better job. But I take it as part of the learning process. He took a late sack. That was another mistake. Got to get rid of the football. Have to get rid of that football. You can't take that sack late in the fourth quarter. So, there are certain things. He's not going to be flawless. But when I look at Maye, this is what I tweeted this last night. We should not be asking Drake Maye to be perfect for this team to win a football game. That's asking way too much of Maye. It is not on Drake Maye that this team lost yesterday because he wasn't flawless. If the defense stepped up, if his receivers stepped up, if the offensive line gave up a little less pressure, if the head coach was more aggressive, we should not have to ask Maye to be perfect for this team to win a football game. They need to somewhat lift him as he's lifting everybody. Let me ask you this. Do the Patriots have a chance in that game yesterday if Drake Maye doesn't play as well as he played? No. I think yesterday's game is a blowout if Drake Maye doesn't play as well as he played. A blowout. So we can sit there and we can wonder about that last play interception, and we can pick this apart or pick that apart. But the only reason that you're even in a position for that last pass to matter is because of how good your rookie quarterback was up until that point. And if he wasn't excellent yesterday, you are getting embarrassed. You're getting humiliated in front of your home crowd. So I take the good out of that. The only reason that you had a shot. And if you don't believe me, then believe some guys that have coached and played in the league. I'm going to end with these two takes on Drake Maye. First, Sean McVay. Sean McVay in the postgame yesterday said the following about Drake Maye. You can really see his ability to create off schedule. I thought he did a great job of being able to make plays in the pocket today, extend drives. I thought he was patient, taking some underneath checkdowns. We had tighter coverages, and he was able to fit the ball into tight windows. He looks like a stud. I didn't do much work on him coming out. I do know a lot of people that studied him really hard that I truly respect their opinions, loved what he was all about. You can see just the impact that he has on his teammates, the way people talk about him here. He looks like he's going to be a special player for a long time, and he gave us fits today. That's not me. That's not a New England coach. That's not a player, a teammate of Drake Maye. That is Sean McVay yesterday, calling your rookie quarterback a stud, saying he gave us fits. He made a ton of plays. Here's what Kurt Warner posted last night on Twitter about Drake Maye's start yesterday against the Rams. The game that Maye played today was the third best rookie quarterback performance I have seen all year. He puts in parentheses, the other two were by Jaden Daniels. Saw the field, made the throws, anticipated, threw it away when needed to, and made some off-schedule plays when nothing was there. Impressive. So if you don't want to believe me, that's both Sean McVay and Kurt Warner telling you that Drake Maye was damn good in that football game yesterday. And I continue to walk away feeling great about him. And I think if you can get him help, and it's going to be the question, right? It's going to be the big question. But if you can just get him some help, then I think he's got such a high, crazy high ceiling. But you got to get him that help because you can't ask him to do everything week in and week out. Too much on a rookie. He's going to need some help from the coaching staff. He's going to need some help from, more talent on the field. Click that thumbs up. Like this podcast if you like what we do here. Don't forget to like and beat that YouTube algorithm. Smash it in the face. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to throw a comment in. What'd you think of Drake Maye's game yesterday? Am I going too crazy? Am I being too optimistic about the quarterback? So give us a like, throw a comment in. Don't forget to subscribe. Try and hit 5,000 subscribers by Thanksgiving. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Pods, on demand, don't forget to rate and review. And you can always come on over to the YouTube world to like, comment, and subscribe as well. We will be back on Wednesday at 3 p.m. live. That's Eastern time right here on YouTube. Until then, be well. This has been the Nick Cattle Show.